Yeah, next day like 2-2, and you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be something with the confidence, right? Like you're kind of just in a struggle, like, and it's hard to get out of it, right? Hard to find this momentum back because you're not as confident as you were before, and it's hard to say honestly. Like I think they know, they probably know why it's happening. They're not playing so well, but it's hard to fix it, even if you know.
Well, they're going to need that momentum back and that confidence back if they're going to beat Tundra, who are a very strong team. There's a lot of hype at the beginning of the season talking about them perhaps being the top team in EU. I don't think that's necessarily come to fruition yet. They've picked up a number of losses, a number of close losses, but maybe they haven't fulfilled that early promise yet. Black, do you think they're maybe steps a little back from expectations, or do you still think they're one of the absolute strongest teams around?
I mean, I can't really say that because they're just too inconsistent. Like the strongest teams, like Secret and Liquid, like they always, even if they have a bad game or bad draft, they still kind of just perform to what you would expect them to. Sure, they lose sometimes also, like they're not invincible, but when Nigma looks off, they just look completely lost. Like in game 1 against Secret, it was super one-sided, and suddenly in game 2 against Secret, they almost won that entire game. Had some really clutch moves, and it's just so hard to call, like ever, what this team is gonna be doing in that game.
Do you agree with that, Vincere?
Yeah, I would say that about Tundra, like I expected them also to be like a contender for the first place in DPC and like be really strong, but they have kind of shown a bit of weakness in recent times, and I think a lot of people had them in the top 2 in the EU region, like as a potential favorite, and I think they need to, like Black was talking about, like they need to be a bit more consistent perhaps to claim that spot.
Where does that consistency come from? Is that kind of across all the players in the team, or is there anyone, not to necessarily call out individuals, but is there any areas where they need to build up a consistency?
10 seconds remaining.
It's hard to say. I mean, it might be a bit with the drafts. They have been a bit experimental, and that's why they lost. Like they had some hoodwink Visage kind of lineup, and like maybe they're also testing out a bit because it's not like trying to find out where we're at with the meta. It is a bit new. There's just a couple of new heroes that's kind of breaking what has been happening before. Like this OD, for example, is like a very new thing, right?
It's weird to describe.
Find out. Yeah,
a patch this old as new, but I guess we really are seeing a lot of new stuff coming out. So talking of that, I believe we have a draft ready very soon, if not now, so we can see what new stuff is being picked up. And there's that OD, brand new boy, picked up by Nigma Galaxy, with the Bane and the Queen and Pain picked up by Tundra Esports. Black, why don't you talk us through these opening picks and bans?
Well, OD we have seen being ignored at the very beginning of the tournament and then gradually getting picked up early. Now it's picked up like in the first phase pretty much by every team, or first phase banned even. It's just the powers of a hero, can go 2 lanes very comfortably and scale into the mid late game very strongly as well. And Bane is my favorite +5. Like whenever I have to play +5, that's the guy I pick. First of all, I'm a very bad +5, but Bane is pretty OP, so that's why I pick him. So if you want to get free MMR, pick Bane. Hero's insane. I don't like the crop too much, to be honest.
What do you think about this Queen of Pain on from second pick like this? Navi did it to Tundra yesterday, actually.
Yeah, it did nothing.
2 games. The first 2
did absolutely nothing.
This. Yeah, it's a bit peculiar to me.
We saw OG
what do you do
very
now?
well with it yesterday, though. Didn't we?
That was not first 2 pick though.
Yeah, that was a late pick. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like now, what do you do with this Quap? Like you kind of have to put it middle, but Odie is very strong against Quap, and the Baden just like shields off the Shadow Strike if you want to put him off lane. Like, hero's completely countered already.
Well, I think you can still play the Queen of Pain off lane with Scream, perhaps, right? But it's like what we saw yesterday was just pretty bad lane setup by Navi, right? Where the Queen had no game. But if you don't skill Shadow Strike, then it's just very hard to dominate the lane, though, right? Like any carry would just be like, all right, you scream me, fine. Well, sure, but they also did pick the Abaddon, right? So you have to kind of adjust. I mean, you can. It's just like Queen of Pain is a pretty strong hero. Like overall, has a lot of bursts, and it maybe is flexible in the draft for these guys. So it's like I could see that. And then if you end up throwing it off lane, it's just you need to make sure that he has a game, right? At least. Then you can play Dota. But if he doesn't have a game, then of course, he's pretty sad. But you could also turn it up and say, well, it's an Abaddon 5. If you play Queen offlane, now you have a ranged offlaner against Abaddon 5. If you pair it together with a strong 4, you might actually have free farm on the Quap, right? Because Abaddon can't really, contest that much.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see what they do. It might also just be 9-0, right? And they picked it, knowing that they want a strong mid, and then they can pick the offlaner and the carry later on. With like
it's rough against OD though. Like the lane is really rough because OD doesn't care at all about the Shadow Strike spam.
Nine really doesn't play it as well in his top 10 heroes in the past couple of patches. He's not in there at all. I don't know. I don't see any Quap in their frequently played heroes. That is an unusual first 2 pick.
33 doesn't play it either. Like, it's not his style of hero at all.
It's not 33 hero. I think it's a 9 hero, nonetheless.
It has to be, I think, too.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know if anybody actually plays Queen of Pain with Shadow Strike nowadays. Isn't it all just like Scream?
I mean, most of the time when it's middle, like you skill Scream level 1 to secure the range creeps, but then you go like 2 in Shadow Strike to sort of dominate the lane. But if the matchup doesn't allow it, then yeah, you just max Blink and Scream and then start ganking.
I want to mention the OD as well, because that's not a Nigma hero that we've seen them pick up very much. Mind Control doesn't play it really, and Miracle, I've not seen many Miracle games in here. Do you think it will be an off-lane one here or a mid-lane? What sort of stuff do you expect Nigma will pull out from it?
It's a Miracle OD, for sure. Like, he played it a lot at the TI day 1, which one was a 7? Or 8? So whatever TI day 1, like, he played like a super good OD at that TI. So he's very comfortable on that hero. So I expect him to play it, because it doesn't really strike me as a Mind Control hero. He's more like the Tide Hunter, like frontline kind of guy.
Mind Control is kind of having a little bit of a dirty role though sometimes. He's just kind of getting thrown on whatever, right? Like the first 2 OD, and then it's a bad OD game. We're gonna give it to Mind Control, and then we're gonna pick Miracle's hero again. You know, this kind of thing. Yeah. So that might also happen.
I felt so sorry for him in that tree site when he was like, "I don't want to play Tide again. Please don't make me do it."
Just Tide play like Seb. that was a rough true side, man.
Poor guy.
Did you ever do that to your player, Misery, where like just play like that guy? And did it work?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Just play anti-mage like burning.
I mean, it's also because it was it's like you're mid-series, right? You like just play like him. How do you adjust so fast? Mid-series.
It was such a funny statement. Like, I still can't tell if he was actually like serious or just half joking. That's it was.
It's the opposite of advice that people give to teenagers. Just be yourself. No, don't be yourself. Try and imitate someone else. You're not good enough. That's not fair at all. Mind Control is a fine offlaner, and we're going to be seeing what Tundra picking up in the second phase, which is a Nyx Assassin first off. Is this an anti-OD pick, or is there another logic for it?
It's a hero to play together with Quap in the game, right? You have the Nyx Vendetta running around, then you can set up kills, and then it's it is definitely anti-OD as well. And now it might be the territory where you're going to put that OD off lane for Mind Control. Right? It's kind of countered now.
I do actually think that, though, it's more of an offlane OD counter than a mid OD counter, because if you don't go Aghanim's, which mid ODs don't go, like, it actually doesn't deal AoE damage, so you can't get carapace. So you that mitigate it a little bit.
That's true. The carapace doesn't do much, but the mana burn is just like
the mana burn is super nasty. Annoying, yeah. And we have seen yesterday, Snake King's Nyx Assassin was like level 25 before his mid laner even. I don't know how that happened, but
yeah.
What sort of stuff do you want Nigma to pick up here? They picked up a Rubik already. What's the logic for that? Is that a Bane steal? What else are they looking for this one?
I mean, you have basically 3 heroes you can steal something nice from, right? You steal Impale, it's really powerful, right, on Rubik, and the same with like Sonic Wave, Scream of Pain.
Even Mana Burn too.
Anything pretty much, yeah. And then it's just, you need a stun, you need a TH hero, Rubik. It seems like a solid choice here. I'm always thinking, when I see Nyx, and you don't have a 4 yet, I think Rasta Lion perhaps, because you can hex them, but Rubik can also just kind of, the lift is also powerful, right?
Kunkka. Well, I'm expecting Kunkka to be, well, they're really flexible now, but I do think it's going to be mid OD and offlane Kunkka. Like, it just makes more sense when I think about the players.
Could be ILCW Kunkka though, right?
Or the carry Kunkka meta?
I think that's more likely. I think offlane Kunkka is, it's not, I don't know, it's like probably the worst of the 3.
Yeah, it's not great unless you get like a pretty decent game, which is not the easiest feat.
It's too risky, right?
But can you really pick like a carry Kunkka, and if they have last pick, like, it sounds really risky. If they pick like a lifestealer now, it's like a god tier pick.
It's the first Kunkka we've had of the tournament so far. It's been banned quite a lot. The hero that I will point to has not been picked or banned Razor, who's been getting first picked or banned pretty much every single series. Why no Razor? They've forgotten about him.
Nigma can't pick Razor because just of how the draft of Tundra is, like Bane, Quap, and Nyx.
Yeah, this was something we talked about yesterday as well, right? Like this Queen of Pain kind of is like, okay, you don't get to pick Razor now, right? We have a Quap. We're going to put it against the Razor. So you're kind of not going to pick it. And then Tundra is also not going to pick it because they have a Quap already, which means Quap Razor course doesn't sound like, unless it's like a godly Razor pick, like last pick into like a troll or something, you're not going to go for it, right? So... Yeah.
But overall, like, whose draft do you like better? I quite like Tundra's setup for like this god tier carry they're gonna pick last. Like, it's gonna be really tough for Nigma to answer that because it's gonna be blind for them.
Yeah, I can see what you mean. Like, the thing about Nigma's draft right now is that you don't have a clear win condition, and you're kind of playing very much to like this mid game timing, right? With the OD Kunkka, Abaddon, team fights. And if Tundra ends up having like a better carry matchup, they can kind of dodge this. Nigma doesn't have tower damage either. Then like a really nice ability to force these fights. So it might
if it's not a carry Kunkka, like what do you want to see for Nigma?
I mean, can you? Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, right? Because you don't have last pick. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's really tough. And like I liked Anti-Mage a lot, but only after the Darkseid pick, which they didn't know, obviously. So they banned a Troll.
Okay, they banned AM.
Oh, isn't Lifestealer still so strong here for Tundra? Like, they got to be careful they don't pick another hero that's bad against Lifestealer.
Why is the Lifestealer so strong here?
I mean, the magic immunity just messes up every hero, right? Like, Odin doesn't do any damage through it. Kunkka spells don't work through it. They just have 0 damage against Lifestealer. If he gets like 2-3 items, he's just going to 1v5 them.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a problem. Like, you have some kind of ability with Abaddon and OD, right, to some extent. But yeah, I don't see where the damage comes from to kill an Nyx here.
Yeah, did you just go Draw Ranger again? They seem to really favor that hero lately.
Man, I think you just have to commit to your OD Kunkka course and pick a strong offlaner here. I think. Or do the all flexing, you know? I don't think you can throw mind control to the wolves here. Some offlane Kunkka, you know? And then he's just gonna get nexed.
Morphing, they're doing it. Which is the next answer though. That's a good answer.
It's actually quite nice, because now you have it's also a really free morphling game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The only hero that's annoying for you maybe is Nyx.
What do you do now is Tundra then? Like, Lifestealer doesn't look that good anymore. So
so I actually like to do offlane OD here now. And not Kunkka, and just put the Kunkka mid to create space, right? And
I think so too.
He's also good against the Quap, right?
Yeah. Do we just go PL carry then? Like, the heroes are okay against PL, but like if he gets,
I think PL is really good. The heroes are not good against PL.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't think any of them really are. Maybe Kunkka a little bit, right? If it's a really
like you have to catch him first and burst him, otherwise you're just gonna lose.
Are there any other options but the PL?
Lifestealer could still work because you have the Quap Bomb. It's not the greatest anymore.
If you pick Lifestealer now, then you don't have this late game shit, right? Because the morphing is just so strong. So the Nigma can play more chill.
Yeah, like if they want late game, PL is definitely the best option, I would say.
They could draw as well, maybe.
Draw looks pretty decent against the OD Morph, yeah. Don't have the best front line.
What about TA?
Stupid. Brave, but
it is the PL.
Yeah.
We will write first off. How do you feel about this draft, Misery, the Tundra draft?
I liked what Nigma did towards the end there, because I think they were kind of in trouble, like we talked about. I do also think that PL is a really good pick into Morphling, generally speaking. But it's not as one-sided as, you know. Yeah, it's like if Morphling has a really good game, then he gets a fast E-Blade. Like, PL can just die in 1 second, right? So
would you say that the Nigma draft is all on the Morphling getting big, or is there anyone else who needs to particularly step up?
I think the Kunkka's role is also really important, right? Because we saw Kunkka versus Puck yesterday, and Puck did a lot of work, whereas I think the mid Kunkka kind of has to win his lane and have like maybe 1k net worth or something above the other mid. And then if he has that, then he's like really strong, right? He can just do whatever he wants, be really high level. And even the OD's role in this game is also really important, because an OD that loses his lane is kind of useless, right?
Yeah.
I like Nigma's draft though.
I actually think like the last pick looks super strong on paper, but how is he gonna lane against Rubik Odie? That sounds like a nightmare. Bane Phantom Lancer should get crushed in that lane, right?
I think so too. I think you skill Q on OD level 1 and you just already start whacking this PL and the Rubik just nukes him.
Yeah.
And you kind of just ignore the Bane and you bully this PL, right?
And more free farms against Darkseer, right?
Yeah, you would think they would win 3 lanes here actually, right?
Yeah, at least 2. Maybe middle they can lose somehow, but I think they're gonna win at least 2 of the side lanes, yeah?
The thing is, if the quad plays to win the mid lane, it's like he's gonna have to skill Shadow Strike, right? Like pretty high level as well. Like you're not gonna win off screaming him. So, and then you have this weird quad with max Shadow Strike, right? What exactly is that doing now? So, but yeah.
Well, tricky. If Nigma are going to win all 3 lanes, then maybe they'll take the game. But there's plenty of tank left in Tundra's draft here to push through. We're going to hand over to 2 top-tier casters to take us through some top-tier Dota. It's Nomad and Lizard.
Stupid.
Here to push through. We're going to hand over to 2 top-tier casters to take us through some top-tier Dota. It's Nomad and Lizard.
Stupid. Brave.
Thank you very much, Dan. Yes, that comment just got you added to my Christmas card list. Thank you very much. Yeah, Lizard. I mean, interesting drafts between these 2, but nothing outside of what we expect from these 2 teams, of course.
Nomad muted.
Whoops. Well, you guys could hear me, but Lizard couldn't. But he didn't need to hear me anyway. It's fine. Lizard, what do you think of the drafts?
Yeah, I think that Daniel often is getting better and better at this casting thing, especially at the throws. A lot of compliments.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what you said. We're on the same page, man. You see,
really are.
I like the drafts. I like both of these drafts. I lean towards OD a little bit just because I watched Collapse this morning twice in a row, just completely obliterate Team Empire. And this hero, I'm not certain just how teams are still letting it go through. Like, you let this OD go through, he gets his 7 to 8 minute mark, Meteor Hammer. Suddenly you don't have your tier 1 on the safe lane. Your carry cannot farm in his own jungle. And your tier 1 on the mid lane is falling in like upcoming 5 minutes. He brings saves, he brings the damage. It's just an overall beast of a hero at the moment.
Do you think they have answers to deal with the OD, or is there no answer to OD at the moment? Is that the problem?
I saw the same exact attempt this morning in the form of Nyx. Like Team Empire tried the position for Nyx Assassin to maybe mana burn OD, also break up all his combos with the stuns. Didn't do anything. You just die in 1 sanity's eclipse later on. But it also comes down to the player. Snaking is an amazing Nyx Assassin player, and sometimes he outfarms his cores. So maybe we'll see one of those situations here. And this Nyx Assassin also has a Darkseer, so Iron Shell the Nyx Assassin, let him farm the jungle, he gets a lot of experience. You know, there are some tricks up Tundra's sleeves as well, which are pretty good for them. This PL, if he goes out of control, it looks like a really decent game for him.
Going back in.
Yeah, they don't have any of those, you know, convincing AoE just take down spells to deal with the PL this game. It's not completely out of the question. You know, we've seen Morphling do well against PL, especially if he's playing from ahead. It can mean trouble for the PL. And of course, they have the Conqueror as well. So there are options, but it's never like it can never be a really bad game for PL in these 2 drafts. He can always kick off. And I think they're going to have to look at pressuring him. But that's exactly why they've picked the OD. You know, they want to try and put some pressure on that safe lane. Make sure he's just not having a free game at all. And that's exactly what they'll try and do. And then, of course, we have to look at our mid matchup as well, which, of course, is going to be Miracle on the Conquer versus the Queen of Pain. What do you think about this one? I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is a good lane for the Queen of Pain, right?
It's what Misery and Black were talking about. You can max out the Shadow Strike to kind of do well in the lane. With me, Queen of Pain is always the same question. Just how well do you do after the laning stage? Do you get 3 kills in a row, or do you die once and then your whole game is kind of slowed down and you're not a threat to anything on the map? Still, though, Queen of Pain at the moment looks a little bit stronger, a little bit better. She has that shard build-up, which is quite neat. And she is bringing some burst damage versus Morphling. She's bringing some control and jump, backline jump versus Rubik, which is also nice. So overall, all things said, I like Kunka's side more. I think his game is easier to play. I think just X-marking anyone on the map post 10-minute mark, bringing in OD with you, and you have kills. I feel like it's just much easier to execute.
So are you worried for Nigma in this event then? Because we've seen them. I don't want to. Oh my god, that is terrifying. Okay, back to my train of thought. They've had some like problems with cohesion in the game so far, haven't they?
It's just Nigma. I wouldn't say that it's problems for them. I would always say it's just them figuring stuff out. Like, it's not the first time. Like, so many seasons before, they just start in a really bad way, and then they pick up the pace, they find their true form, find their true strategies, and they make it work. It's just a matter of time until it clicks for them, really. At least that's a pattern that I have noticed in the past.
That was
it takes some time, and of course, last time around they didn't qualify for the first major. Can't remember if they qualified for the Singapore major, but they managed to qualify to the ANA major, and then they made a great run through there. So, and that wasn't that long ago, and still the same roster and everything. We know they've been off for a while. We know they're probably resetting. Do you think there's a chance they're just taking it easy until the next patch comes along, maybe?
That's also a possibility. I don't think that anyone is taking it too easy right now because of the seasons and the way they work. You don't really have a lot of game time. You don't really have a lot of games to prove yourself, to get yourself to the next LAN events, and every single game matters. So you don't really have a lot of time to rest any longer. It's pretty much post TI, a couple of weeks that you get, and that's it. Back to the grind.
Back to the grind. There is no rest. Absolutely not. While the game is paused here, it's coming out as well. What else to talk about as well? I mean, are there any good morph targets for morphling this game other than the PL?
You mean to morph into other than the PL? Not that I see, actually. Nothing too crazy. You can get some Darkseer, I suppose. Yeah, nothing too amazing in this game. No Shakers, no Elder Titans, no Dark Willows, nothing alike. He has a ton of targets that he can eat later on, and that's kind of good for LTW. Stay down. Stay down.
Strange phrasing, but so we'll take it. I mean, my personal favorite morph combos has to be the Morph Shaker. I know it was short-lived Morph Shaker, but man, it was so fun watching TNC just rinse people with that combo. It was super broken, but so fun to watch.
I mean, short-lived. Like, teams continued playing that for like a year, no, man? Like, you were casting at least 10 games of that last season. What are you talking about? Come on. Do you remember?
No, I don't remember anything which happened in the past couple of days, actually.
Remember, like, at the beginning of the last DPC season when Shaker got his totem thing, like when he could stun anyone on the field, and then when they started playing Morphing Shaker again.
That brought it back.
That was a mess. Yeah, there's just some... Sorry.
I was going to ask what happened to offlane Shaker, because that was super fun. I loved seeing an offlane Shaker.
It was picked, actually, at the beginning of the DPC season quite a bit on offlane, and then the hero just disappeared. I guess, he gets countered a little bit by some other heroes that come into the meta, and then teams even stop picking the hero that's countered all the time. It's like this cycle of meta that we constantly see. By the way, can the developers please unpause the game?
No, it's me. I've paused the game. I just wanted to catch up.
Can you fix Miracle's internet problems?
Yeah,
Matt? Can you call his ISP?
Yeah, I'll give him a ring. I'll tell him to stop messing around. We got a game to cast, bro. Come on. Enjoying some of your comments in the chat as well. Does Nomad have ears on his neck? No, it's just a headset which has gone down pretty low, but it's fair enough.
He thinks it's cool, chat. He thinks he's cool like that, like to have his headset way down low.
Yeah, it's like the jeans, when you have the jeans nice and low, around down the bottom of your hips. Everyone's watching, thinking how great you are. What's the most fun hero to play in Dota right now, then? I mean, you're a big Visage fan, right? Sure, Visage is pretty fun right now.
Yeah, no, it's not that fun.
Oh dear.
No. He hasn't been fun for a really long time. What I do is I queue as position 5, and then I pick Elder Titan and actually go for Aghanims. That's kind of fun.
It's kind of fun, just punching people, carrying from the
just slap people around. Yeah, pretend that you're a position 5. You buy 2 sentries, and then no one can blame you for not having any.
The classic. I bet you pick Ogre Magi and build Midas as well, don't you?
Of course. By the way, huge shout out to whoever did that 5-minute removal thing at the beginning. No more pauses at the beginning of the games. I love that so much, especially because I'm playing a lot in Eastern Europe, and players here, they queue up, then they go for a smoke break, and they can't really smoke inside their grandma's apartment, so they need to go on the balcony. By the time they go, 10 minutes has passed, the pause is still there. You're just waiting, for a little bit too long. So it's a great improvement to the quality of life. And it's also very healthy for these players. They need to stop smoking. So you see how Valve is really...
Wow.
Master Gaben is looking after all of us.
He really is. He really is. Yeah. He just knows that the Dota addiction has to be stronger than the smoking addiction. It's a hierarchy, isn't it?
I wouldn't call it addiction. It's love. Come on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes. Dota love. Yes. Please spend all your money on the battle pass, by the way. Let's see what's going on in current events. Yatoro has said in an interview doesn't like Amar's behavior in matchmaking.
We're starting.
Oh, we're going. Okay, all right. We don't get to do the weekly news roundup with Nomad and Lizard. We got a game to cast. What a shame. You guys missed out on that one, but what you're not going to miss out on is this awesome game of Dota 2. It is Tundra versus Team Nigma. In case you have forgotten, I would not blame you. These two teams battling it out in elimination best of 3 here at the OGA Dota pit. Everything on the line. You lose this game, you go home. Just kidding, it's an online tournament. They're already home, but they're going to be sad sitting at home and not happy sitting at home and with loads of money coming into their bank account like you would if you won the tournament. And that's what they want to do. Now over towards the top side.
Oh,
GH.
They baited him. They baited him thinking, he doesn't die. And he might even die here. Has that Fade Bolt.
30 seconds.
He's not even a pulse 5. He can't even justify dying for a ward here. Mind control. Is there anything he can do? I don't think so.
If he dies.
Let's see. Let's see.
Not dead yet.
One more right click. Oh, he loves the vacuum, gets the kill. 33 brings him down. And actually, they're going for more here. Mind control being chased. Kurio's going to throw in the nice little coil there to give him a little bit of health. And that's going to mean that Tundra just get themselves the 1 kill. Still pretty big, though.
Yeah, pretty big because it's a kill and 100 gold that you got from the runes. So Fata, he gets up. Actually, wait, he got 2 wards? He got 2 wards. That's 200 gold additional for this Bane. He has 300 gold on top of everything that he started the lane with. Cool start for him, yeah.
Feeling good, man. But no stats, I guess. That's always that. Won't be hitting too hard. Won't be building up. Oh, RTW. What's he doing up here? Well, he's trying to come to lane because he's on the radiant side. He's being bullied by 33 and snaking before he can even get to the creep wave. That's what's happening here. My goodness, that's not very nice.
He was the one snatching the enemy bounty rune. Took a little bit of time to get back to the lane. But one thing that I really like about this combination, top lane Bane, Fata.
Ooh, very, very low. He's going to pop that stick, but he might still be in a bit of trouble. The right click's coming through. Fairy Fire's out. He does have a salve should he want to use it, but he'll be absolutely fine. Gets his way under the tower. GH will not be able to cancel out that salve, though he might get a courier in the process. Let's see. He's going for both here. GH, you greedy boy. You greedy boy, but it pays off. Greed is good for GH as he gets both of those couriers. Perfect.
It's more about the morale victory, right? 25 gold. It's not really a huge advancement for your team, but it's pretty solid. You see Kuroki play a lot of Abaddon lately. Like, I haven't seen this hero in position 5 that much, at least. Like, he started with Nucoil, and as well was only heal right? Percent based. So it's a pretty cool combination on the safe lane to have.
Oh, it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. You can, it's making those heals much more efficient. Any healing plus Morphling is always good, right? So it does make a lot of sense. Mid lane, we've got Miracle versus 9. Miracle starting off strong with the 12, but there's a wave under 9's tower. If he can get all these, and he will pull ahead on the CS. So very even in the middle lane right now. Both heroes having a bottle.
You know, one big thing that happened when Bane devoted the second observer board at the beginning, he also used the sentry to block the small camp from Kunkka, so he doesn't have that to work with. Usually Kunkka has it in like 2 stacks at this point, and he's getting that bonus farm there. My biggest problem is the stop lane. I feel like Mind Control and GH are already left unchecked. Skitter is struggling, he has no regen, both couriers died. Mind Control already pretty much has his Ring of Health in 100 gold. Few creeps left.
Yeah, another reason why this hero is so good as an offlaner as well. A lot of people are like, oh, it's OD, you know, he's quite squishy. It's like, well, is he? When he gets his Ring of Health, which is a natural build-up into that item he wants to build anyway, you can tank a lot of harass. As long as you don't burst him down, he's going to be absolutely fine. And naturally, he's pretty tanky anyway, right?
I don't think he's squishy at all. He hasn't been for a really long time. He's not squishy, plus he's fast. He has base for 4.4 regen anyway, without the ring. It's pretty ridiculous. Nothing Ostrog there.
Totally normal stuff. And meanwhile, Tundra, they're cutting some waves down at bottom. Now, is Morphling a hero which cares about his creep waves being cut?
He's pretty fine farming under the tower. I think he is happy getting all the last hits. Abaddon might fall here.
Yeah,
he doesn't really have a shield to work with. Oh, 33. He lost the follow there. Doesn't have vacuum as well. Yeah, he just lost the kill. I think he had him, but it's one of those things when you click in front of the hero and as he's blocking the path, your hero moves back trying to find a different pathing. Unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed. Oh, middle lane, Miracle. Pretty low, but does get the X marks on the turret back into 9 in the middle of the creep wave as well, meaning he's going to take quite a lot of damage. Wand out from Miracle under the tower. He's been really brave here, consistently coming back forward onto 9, just trying to get off more hits upon him. Will not be able to do so. Meanwhile, up at top, Skitter's on the run, Doppelganger away, lift out onto the wrong one. You gotta try, but unfortunately they don't get the right PL. Therefore, they will not be getting the kill. No Miracle.
One good
quick visit back to lane.
Exactly. One good thing that you have as a Kunkka is you can always X marks the spot, TP back base, refill your bottle, come back in. So it's very difficult to completely dominate him. But man, they're really pressuring this small camp next to him. They're blocking it all the time. They're not allowing him to get that extra last hits.
No, they are not. That is for sure. Not allowing them to supplement their farm as they always do.